What is going on, YouTube? This is the Last Musketeer, and welcome to the second video of part 1 of the free-to-play progression. So, we're picking up right where we left off, guys, and I gotta say, this CC was a pain for me. I took a long time trying to figure it out, and I just didn't have that much time, because where this one fell was the same day of the week that I have the least amount of time to actually work on any of my series. It makes it very hard to deal with when I'm working extremely late, and not to mention that I had to be up extremely early the next day, so I just have no time in between. So I only got to, I think, Risk 4. I showed the first completion for this video. I didn't record the rest of them because I was trying to get through as fast as possible, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it. So I did, I believe, get to Risk 4. Not a full clear, but at least I got some decent rewards from it. But this one really wasn't too bad, other than the turrets later on. Once the turrets start hitting really hard, it becomes a bit of a problem. Really, you're just baiting the rockets with gravel, and also if you can bait up top with these snipers to actually get them to put the turret on there. Once the turret deals with that enemy, or you pull your operator out, that turret will sit in that spot. So if it's not shooting anything else, you're perfectly fine. It's just finding the correct balance and finding the way to do that. So I use the chin altar for the clears because these guys that are walking towards Beagle do a lot of damage, and they will wipe my squad really fast. So I have to make sure they're out of there. Thorns facing up to clear not only the bottom lane, but also to help clear upper lanes, though I don't think Chin Altar really needed it in this run in specifics. But either way, we get that one done, and that's just the first completion of that. But I did get 4 Risk done as well off stream. Now, something that I really was happy about was this is actually my first attempt after coming back to 510. So I waited quite a bit of time to actually complete this one. As you see, I almost leaked one there, but I did get it done with gravel. All I did here, all that changed between me struggling last week and getting it done this week was mainly Lapland and the placement of Gummy. So I put Gummy in this top lane, and she was placed last to guarantee that she can tank the bullets from Faust. So if she gets low, I have gravel or any of the other vanguards, or perhaps Gavial Altar to drop just in case things are going south, so that I can guarantee that Gummy stays alive. And as long as Gummy stays alive, we have no problem clearing this. Now, Lapland was another big change because she can actually silence the sledgehammer guys, so they cannot knock you out if they're being silenced. Now, she's not E2, so it's a 1-second silence, but it was enough to make sure that Thorns never got knocked out, which means easy clear because he's doing insane damage. So we get it done. It was the first attempt ever coming back, and it was actually funny that it happened that way. I was so excited. So with that one out of the way, I can actually start Chapter 6. Now, I did try some of these other ones because these challenge modes were insanely rough. This one in particular wasn't too bad. It took me a little bit of planning to figure out, but the second one with the pull system, where I tried to use Gladia for the clear, and I just couldn't quite figure out the timing, figure out the pace, so that one's gonna have to wait for a little bit. But I did do some Chapter 6, because once you beat the boss, you at least get to go to Chapter 6, so we have some of that completion as well, as I'll show you later on. The main thing with this one is, when these guys are running through like this, you really need to have that bot deployed, and as you see, I didn't there. So I got my first loss there. And I thought I had figured it out, and I knew what I needed to do, but I did end up goofing on how I actually set it up. So now we got Stewart in the top lane, taking out that Frost drone. Thorns back in the middle to tank here, and I know it was very close to that one leaking through, but I knew exactly how much time I had, as I had done the practice run, and I knew that he would take out the guy just in time with that drop placement. So as long as you're checking beforehand and running your practice runs, it's not so bad. Now, I had to drop this one a little late, which is very risky. These guys add up a lot of damage very fast. I have Blue Poison taking care of the bots, and also Click if I need it, but Click did go down here. And as you see, these two bots do a lot of damage, so they did destroy one of my actual slow modules. I had to put the other one down, the other drone interference bot, but we end up getting it done, and I can set them a little farther forward this time because those other ones are not attacking it. It's just the bigger drones that end up attacking it, so you don't have to worry about that. And Cantabile absolutely destroying the defense bot in the front is awesome. That operator is amazing. If you did manage to get her during the last event, I would highly recommend leveling her up because she has been so crucial to a lot of my runs, tanking those early drones and giving me a ton of deployment points. I think she's good in any situation, honestly. She's such a strong vanguard. But the bot does get destroyed, the bot interference system, but it doesn't matter at that point because we are at the end of that run, and that is H51 down. That was a bit rough. It took me a few tries of practice to get it down. I don't show you H52 here because I get absolutely destroyed like 3 times, but a huge milestone for me was actually taking up Honeyberry. Now, the main reason I did this was because not only through the events that happen a lot where it's elemental damage, IS2 is going to be huge for, and also the CC was very imperative because there's been 2 or 3 of them that I've run into so far that do elemental damage. So having Honeyberry in the squad is basically a guarantee that I can get this done. Now trying to figure out this one was actually fun, and I did this on stream today. The second run of it. This is the very first run of it, but this one actually wasn't that bad. It's rough, but knowing how strong Posey is, Posey just takes care of this. It's all about timing. If you don't get the right timing, you have to try to bait with other units as much as possible. Gravel is a good option for that. Jay can do it, though don't try to use too much of your deployment points on that. But there's plenty of options. Yato can actually do it as well. The main thing is keeping anything from leaking in the bottom lane. I do have 3 leaks, and the main source of the leaks is going to be coming from the big flower guys because they do a lot of damage. And here I'm just trying to keep that one busy because I need to leak 2 later on. That is imperative for the run and to make sure that I don't go down, because if I don't get them to run by early, if they're trying to be blocked, my team's just going to take too much elemental damage, and it becomes a huge problem. So I have to be extremely careful here. So as you see, we're taking out the eggs, getting rid of them. The boss goes down. Thorns tanks a little bit for that, though I don't necessarily think it's the best idea to have him there. I don't think you need to have them there. You just need somebody to bait long enough. He's just a little extra damage early on. He's going to help a ton. Now, I dropped this here. Bait the boss again. We're trying to destroy the eggs, that's why I'm waiting a little bit. I'm waiting for him to actually come into focus of Gravel to get him to use his ability, and from here I can leak the last 2 if I want, but you know what, might as well take out what I can just for the fun of it. Now the thing about it is, that wasn't the full risk, but this one is. For some reason I don't have the earlier part of this vid, I just show you the end of it. I'm not sure exactly why. I think I failed it a few times, though I did use the same strat. It's all about timing and having the right resources available, because when I first did this, I tried to do it with the extra health flowers. That one didn't work. I tried some other ones that didn't work. I had to find the right combination to get it done, so I did eventually get that, and I purchased some of these because these are what I was going to use to try to help Jay be promoted to E2, though I don't have enough LMD. But also you see me get Nightmare from the recruitment tab, which was actually nice, getting another new hero, or operator rather, and then trying to do some more desperation pulls, because like I said before, I'm trying to get Mudrock, not specifically from this banner. If I do, that would be great, but I'm trying to get her from the Distinction Shop so that it'll make my life a lot easier. Now here is actually the next version of the one I was talking about before in the last video where I didn't get it done. This is the second part of it, and I tried this one out and finally get it done. I have to say this one took me forever to actually complete. Once again, Chin Altar is the MVP of this. I put Thorns in the middle to wake these guys up. I do lose one of my tanks there a little early. It was a bit of a bad idea potentially. If I had started the Chin Altar shots beforehand, probably wouldn't have gone down. But either way, we're getting it done. As you can see, Honeyberry doing absolute work to make sure that my tanks just don't go down instantly, because that's the problem I had last time. I could not heal the elemental damage, and they just kept obliterating my tanks. Once the tank's gone, everyone else is gone. Now I'm going to use gravel here to bait the attack from the boss to guarantee that I can get more damage on her, and I'm just going to stall as much as I can in this spot. Now Thorns, if she does cast here, is going to go down because that is in the square, but she gets taken out before she even gets to the Chin altar. She is getting dumpstered by Thorns. He is an absolute beast. I will be happy if I never have to see this map again, because this one was an absolute nightmare for a while. I failed quite a lot of times just based on timing. But anyway, that's the second part of this part 1 done. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.